you can hear, this is where that pump sound is in the kick. So let's try to bring this down. I want to keep it leveled here. At the high ends, you don't really hear much of the kick, so let's just go ahead and get rid of that. The reason I do this is because when you mix your hi-hats, snares and other instruments that have high sounds, you want to make space for it. You want to keep everything leveled. You want to make sure every instrument has that specified space. So for example, this, I'm lowering this so because I know my hi-hat frequencies are going to show around here. Let's go to the hi-hats. Let's get up the EQ. As you can see, the frequencies on the hi-hats are all seen from 5k Hz to 10k Hz. And as I switch to my kicks, you can see that most of the sound is passing through 20 Hz to 500. And you can see the difference. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get rid of the on one. Even though we can't see anything, you can still hear the slightest bit, so I'm just going to clear everything up there. Make space for the kicks and everything else. This is the sound I just want. Everything else is cut out. Alright, so there we go. Hi-hats and kicks. So let's move on to our snare drums. I've already equalized this. And the reason I have equalized my snare drum like this is because let's turn off the kicks, let's turn off the hi-hats and the 808. And let's bring up my sample. My sample, I want my sample to be strong, so I want to make sure everything at mid-range can be heard. Anyways, sorry about that. Let's get up the frequency on the snare drum. So what we want to do is we want to make space for the kicks, and we know that's going to be ranged from 20 Hz to 100 or 200 Hz. So let's grab band 1, cut everything off. These are the sounds you want. And let's adjust the bandwidth. What this is going to do is it's going to make my cut a lot sharper. So I'm not getting rid of some frequencies. Now, yeah. Now we've got a bit of space. I've added 2 EQs to my snare. There's a certain sound I want, and I've cut off everything that I didn't want. So let's move on to our sample here. Usually I'm not gonna go on too much about vocals. So basically vocals are seen around mid-range frequencies. That's everything highlighted here. What I've done is I've cut off the low end frequencies, because as you can see, if I was to bring this here, you can hear a bit of that low tone bass from our sample. So what I've done there is I've just cut everything out, because I want to make space for my 808, I want to make space for my kicks. And that's simple. I just leave it like this. Every other frequency around this section here isn't that strong, so I don't really see a point in mixing it. Alright, so let's turn on the 808s and let's turn on the kicks. Let's turn off our snare and let's turn off our snare and our sample. Now we're going to focus on mixing the 808s with the kicks. Its strongest sounds will always be between 20 Hz to 50 Hz. As you can see, as I raise it up, the bass becomes a lot stronger. And what I've done here, even though we can't hear any high frequency sounds, I'm just going to make sure that everything's cut out. Everything. Because I don't want anything mixing with other frequencies. I want everything to have its own space. So let's mix it with the kick. On our kicks, we can see here that around 85 Hz is where I strengthen my kick. So what I want to do with my 808 is I want to open the EQ, move this band here, use band 2, look for 85, strengthen the bandwidth, and then lower it. Oh, there we go. And this will help This will help the bass mix in with the kick so the bass doesn't overpower the sound of the kick. And let's just raise it up. Now as you can see, as you listen to this, you can hear that hard oomph coming from the kick, but at the same time you can hear the bass. Now let's play it without the frequencies. This is the difference. But let's play it without the equalizers. You can see how it's not really leveled, if you know what I mean. And it's a lot smooth. You can see how it's a lot smoother when you mix it. Anyways, let's move on to the next part. Alright, let's bring on our samples. Let's bring in every instrument.